Hi everybody, this is Dennis Bain with PushButtonChatBox.com. Now we've got a question today coming out of Texas from a lady named Melinda. And it sounds as though she's kind of gotten into things and they weren't quite as they seemed. So her main question is this really as easy as it looks? And from my point of view, I think actually, Melinda, yes. In other words, you don't have to be a rocket scientist to work PushButton Chatbox. I mean, if you did, I couldn't do it. And so it is pretty easy. We have got instruction videos and all sorts of video training in the back to kind of get your wheels rolling to where you can kind of use the chat box in a more creative fashion. And the more creative you get, most likely the more activity is going to draw to it and the attention that's going to place on whatever it is that you're mentioning there. But basically the software, you've probably seen this in our overview video, but if you haven't, it's basically a couple of different sides to it. The left side is you just input some information. In other words, you put in a link of where you want it to go. And let's say you wanted to say click here and it automatically goes to that link. Basically you just input that there. You can also pick out a standard picture of a man or a woman, or you can insert your own picture, pretty basic. Also over there you can indicate if you want a default sound to play, which we have, kind of a boing type sound, or if you want to put in your own MP3 file, and that's MP3 is what you would want to load. And I wouldn't load a long one, 5-10 seconds, something like that maximum. But you can select whatever. You can also tell the software how long you want it to delay before it displays the chat box. In other words, maybe you want to get them on there and let them read that first short paragraph or that headline. So maybe you want it to pop up in 5 seconds instead of 1 second, or 10 seconds instead of 3 seconds. You can control that. So basically, just typing in a few things and you're good to go. Over on the right side, it's split into two areas. The top portion is what you want to the chat box to say. The stuff on the left pretty much controls the picture and your screen name. This particular box right here is controlling what you want to say in kind of the body of the chat box. Hey, we got a good sale going on, blah, 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 click here. Okay, so it's good sale going on and then click here. This click here, just refer to that link that you put in over there. I mean, you just copy and paste the link, pretty basic. And you just come up with a little text here. And if you want to doll this up a little bit, let's say you want to turn some of the words red and some of them bold and some italic or whatnot, you don't even need to know HTML. I mean, it's a piece of cake. In other words, what I've done in the back office, you do have to use HTML, but you don't have to know it. I've gone ahead and put all those tags in the back office. You just copy and paste them right in this area, and it'll turn that word red or bold or whatever. I mean, that's a piece of cake. And basically, you'll end up hitting a button right here that says Generate Code. That's creates a bunch of gibberish that you may not know what it is, but you don't need to. All you'll need to do is copy that and then go onto your website and blog and paste it into there. I mean, just copy, paste, save it, you're done. That's all there is to it. And where you're going to paste it in your website is at the very bottom. There's two tags. Okay, there again it's HTML. You don't have to know it. There's one that says body, and let's spell it right here, and the last one says HTML. And you'll find that these are the very last thing on your website. In other words, you've got a real long website, you just scroll out all the way down to the bottom, and that's what you're going to find when you're looking at the code. There again, you don't need to know the code, you just need to locate these two things, or in the footer of your blog, and you don't even know what they need to know what they do or anything. You just locate them down at the bottom and just paste your code right above it and you're done. So I mean, this usually takes you less than a minute. This might take you a couple of minutes just because you want to know what to say here. But I mean, once you kind of get it what you say, you can hit a button and see a preview of it. You'll know exactly what it looks like before you even go through all this rest of this stuff. And so basically input some stuff, type your message, hit preview, see if you like it, see what it says, see if you like the way it looks. If so, you generate the code, copy that code, paste it into your website or your blog, and away you go. And that's as easy as it is. So I kind of guarantee that that's pretty easy, but I will say this. Let's say, for instance, you're not real comfortable with all this stuff. We have a service, a couple bucks, we can install it for you. In other words, you go ahead and do this. Go ahead and generate the code, send it to us for a couple of bucks. We'll make sure it gets on there right and displays right. So at any rate, that kind of sort of a fail-safe if you're a little uncomfortable with working with your website or your blog. At any rate, that's it for now. Hopefully that helped a little bit. We'll see you on the next video.